You know, some people dread more than just the heat when it comes to the summer months. They dread putting on shorts and showing those varicose veins. But they may be more than an embarrassment. They could be the sign of a very serious underlying disease that tens of millions of Americans suffer from. The good news, there's a relatively simple procedure to get rid of the problem. A warning, some of this video is graphic if you're sensitive to seeing needles or blood.
The energy, I can't wait to have energy in my legs. You know, I feel the energy everywhere else. It's just my legs were feeling heavy. You know, like I'm carrying an extra 10 pounds on each leg.
Renee Martinez is taking steps to get some relief. She's undergoing a procedure called venous closure.
You're going to feel a little stick here.
Martinez is one of 40 million people suffering from something called venous insufficiency.
What's happening in these patients is that the blood is literally falling back down into the legs and causing a substantial amount of pressure, heaviness, tiredness, and all kinds of other irritating sensations.
Renee spends a lot of time on her feet. She's a nurse, but she knew she had to be the patient in order to get back to helping others.
My feet were so swollen by the end of the day, and the throbbing was unreal, to the point where I couldn't wait to come home and just put my feet up. It was bad. I'm the youngest one at work, and I was the one always sitting down with my feet up.
Renee hopes this catheter and some radio frequency will give her relief by sealing off problem veins.
You're destroying the actual vein so that it turns in from a tube into a hollow or to a solid cord, so that the blood won't travel back into the foot and the ankle and cause swelling and pain and heaviness.
You're closing off veins and such. Doesn't that reduce circulation?
These veins are kind of akin to your gallbladder or your appendix. You can lose them and you wouldn't miss them.
Dr. Hanau says the disease is hereditary, but it can strike men and women at any age. He's performed the procedure many times before and says Martinez is smart for taking care of the problem before it gets a lot worse.
We see patients coming in their 70s and their 80s, and they've lived their whole lives with this venous insufficiency, and their legs, the skin on their legs is essentially destroyed. They've got ulcers, infections, incredible swelling. Their legs have been ravaged by this disease process.
And amazingly, patients are back on their feet and feeling better in no time after the venous closure procedure.
In her case, she's definitely going to feel the difference probably tomorrow or the next day.
I hope I can work 8 hours and go home and still have energy.
Now, Dr. Hanau says venous closure has risks like other procedures, but it's very minimal. The biggest risk, getting a blood clot, that's less than 1%. The old way to do this, stripping the veins.